Yo, my channel has almost 100 subscribers now. 100 people who clicked on my video because they thought they'd get value out of my channel. Well, too bad you wouldn't get any, but still, it is amazing. I'm just kidding. I really appreciate it, and it took way longer for me than I thought it would. I'm really glad I'm decent enough in that, because all my life I thought I was worthless because I'm not good at math. It sounds like very less, but 100 people giving me $100 every year would make me a millionaire. But I'm not here to get rich, I'm here to get you value. Anyway, kidding aside,
That was a joke.
I just wanted to give you something as a token of appreciation. It isn't much, but I made a pack of few materials that I made that I put on Gumroad. It is free, but you can put any amount that you wish. I think you should get it for free though, because I don't think it is that much of value. Nonetheless, it is still a gift from me to you. Also, seeing the subscriber increase gave me a hope that I would be able to do it full time someday. So I made a Patreon account that you can check out, where I would put early releases, behind the scenes and project files. But honestly, it is just a way for you to support me if you want to. I have a lot of things in my mind to do with this channel, and it won't be limited to Blender or 3D. So you can expect a lot of things happening in this channel. Okay, so with that out of the way, here's a tutorial of the cake I mentioned in the title. Alright, so we are in my viewport, and as you can see, this is a cube, so we are going to delete it obviously. So for the cake, we need something that resembles like a cake and is simple, so I think cylinder would work the best for it. So here's our cylinder, let's just put it in our collection, and you know, let's just scale it to about the size we want, because we want our cake to be about this size, okay? So after that, we will just shade smooth. Oh no, shade auto smooth. Alright, so that it looks smooth but at the same time look flat as well. Anyway, so let's just rename it to cake. Alright, now let's just give it some subdivision. Oh, but why the hell would it happen? Because, well, if you know, the cylinder does that if you don't treat it well. So to treat it well, what we are going to do is actually just disable it for now, and let's just go to edit mode and then delete these faces. Alright, so now what we can do is, you know, go back to edge mode and select this edge and press E to extrude and S to scale, and scale it a little bit inside, okay? And then press Shift plus R to repeat this action 2 to 3 times, and then just press CTRL plus F to grid fill. So doing the same thing here, pressing E and then S, and then repeating this action a few times, and then grid filling. I mean CTRL-F and then grid filling. So the reason we did that is for this. Now it looks more like a cube, right? I mean cylinder, right? It really helps to give something for to the subdivision surface to work on. So now it has something to work on. We can actually make it more sharp. Well, not sharp, but you know what I mean, like give it some kind of like this, and then this to this. So now it looks more like a cake shape. All right, so let's go back to object mode. So after this cake, we need to make frosting, chocolate frosting, or whatever it is called, right? It won't be frosting, but it is, let's just say it is frosting, okay? So the really simple way you can do that is duplicating this by pressing Shift plus D and then right clicking to just leave it there. So now we have a duplicate cake. Now we'll just rename it to chocolate, or just frosting, okay? All right, So let's go back to edit mode. So now you know that we only need it upwards and then make some kind of like a dripping, you know, the way you saw that. So we have to make it like that. So let's go to front mode and delete all the downwards. I mean, delete all the things in the below, like the downside. So let's just go to X-ray mode, because without X-ray mode you won't be able to select all of it in the front mode. So that's why we are doing X-ray mode. And let's just go to vertices mode and then select this and then press X to delete it and delete vertices. Now we have something on the top. So right now let's go back to normal mode. Okay, so right now it is there on top of cake, so which we want, but now we want it to be a little thick as well. So let's just go to this frosting and add the modifier and get solidify modifier, and actually put the solidify modifier on top. I think so. So now what you want to do is actually, you know, if you put it like that, it would just go inside. So put the offset to 1 and then increase or decrease the thickness. So let's just increase the thickness to like 0.4. I think 0.4 would be more than enough. All right, so now what we want to do is edit it in a way that it looks like the dripping that you saw, the chocolate dripping. So to edit it, actually just press this so that you won't be able to see. You would be able to see, I mean, and then go to edge mode. So now you can select these edges, and to do that dripping thing, just press E and then Z to let it just drip like that. And here you go, a simple drip. So to make it more interesting, make more subdivision, and then select this and then scale it down. All right, so that now you have some kind of like dripping, because the dripping actually goes narrow in the middle. All right, so yeah, I guess that's great. So you can increase the subdivision of it so that it looks more smooth, but that's what you want to do. So now it looks like this, which looks kind of okay, but we have to do it for the whole cake. All right, so let me just do it again so that you understand what to do and give it variation. Okay, like if this is like this, don't make everything like this. So some you can make it just like small ones, and some you can just make it like big ones with a lot of like this, and give it, scale it down. Oh yeah, scale it down like that. Okay, so and if you just go back, like it looks like this, and this is looking great. So I'll just skip forward to when I have done all of it, so you can do it the same way and come back when you have made the whole of it. So here it is. Here is something I've made, and if you go back to object mode and go back to front mode, you can see it's looking okay. You can make it even better than me, but anyway, this is the top frosting. Okay, now let's just make the bottom frosting as well. So again, you know what to do. Shift D and then change it to base frosting. I don't know, whatever you want to put. Okay, and then go back to edit mode, and this time delete all the top things. Okay, so go back to X-ray mode and vertices and delete the top things. so delete all the vertices. Okay, so now let's go back to edit. No, let's just keep it in edit mode. So now you can just select all of these and extrude it a little bit more so that you have something to work on. Okay, so yeah, about here would be okay. So let's go back to object mode, and yeah, so here it is. And again, you would do the same thing, you know, put the solidify modifier and put it on top, and then you know, offset 1, thickness to 0.004, I think 0.04, I mean. And the other thing that you want to do is actually, I guess that's it. All right, but since in that image you've seen that it had a bit of like a wave, so to make that wave, actually let's just go back to edit mode, and then, you know, press this so that we can see. All right, so now what you want to do is actually select all the vertices that I've already selected, and then click on select, and then check a deselect. All right, so now if you would press G and Z in Z-axis, and you change this, like put it up or down, you can make it like a wave. So now it is looking more like a wave, and I think it will look great, right? And you can actually increase this. All right, so now it is looking more like a cake. That's great. So what else do we want to do? Yeah, so what we want to do is actually make those chocolate swirls around here that you saw in the image. So how will we do that? So first of all, let's just get a circle. Okay, mesh circle. Okay, so now let's just remove everything so that you can see it more clearly. All right, yeah, so now let's just go to edit mode. So we have all these vertices. All right, so now what you would do is actually wait. So yeah, now what you would do is actually select all these vertices and then press F to make a face. And then what you want to do is the same way that we did before, like selecting and check a deselect so that we have alternative vertices, and then press S to scale and then put it a little inside. So now it's looking like a star shape, which we kind of want for our swirlies. So let's just go back to object mode and actually add a modifier like subdivision modifier so that it is a bit like this, and maybe, you know, give it more subdivision and levels, whatever it is called. Anyway, let's just go back to edit mode. So now we have this, you know, you can, if you want, you can put it in more inside or not, it is up to you. But after that, then select all of it and then press E to extrude and put it more above. So now you have this. All right, you can actually put it to less subdivisions. Oh wait, did I put it to less or more? I don't know what it is, but anyway, it is up to you. So keep putting like more and more extrusions. The more you do, the better it is for you, because you want to make it, you want to rotate it in a bit. I'll just show you. But yeah, I think 3 would be okay, and we will just shade smooth later. Let's just do it, shade smooth. So now I think you kind of understand what to do, right? So the top one, you just make it to be very narrow, and all the bottom ones you will just rotate. So, you know, wait, yeah, so you will select and press R to rotate and rotate on Z axis. So every one you will just rotate to make it more like a swirl thing, whatever it is called. So you would just rotate it in however way you want so that it looks more like a swirl, you know, just like the ice cream that you eat, you know, that cone ice cream. Yeah, it is looking more like that, right? So yeah, just make it like that, and it is up to you. It is up to your imagination or your preferences, how you want it. We'll just make it like that. It is really simple. So, and one more thing you can do is extrude it even more, one more time, and then rotate it like this, so that it, you know, when you put that cream, you know, leave that cream, it makes like this, whatever it is looking like. So yeah, this is looking like that chocolate swirl. And if it looks really, you know, long to you, you can actually scale it down. Scale it down. Yeah, like this, right? So now it kind of looks like a chocolate swirl, right? So now we can just take back everything, but it is looking pretty big right now, so we will definitely make it small. So make it small like this, and it is up to you however you want to do. And let's just go back to go to top mode so that we can easily put that. And let's just take it back to our collection and name it swirl or whatever. Okay, so now we're on top. So we will just let's just make it on the surface first. You can actually use this to put on surface, but I'll just eyeball it right now. I think it is on the surface. Okay, so let's just you know, go to top mode, and now what we want to do is put it all around here. So first, you know, you press G and press Shift plus Z or Z so that you can move it around this plane. So wherever I would put it, it would always be in this plane. It would not go top or bottom. So this is actually useful, right? So that's what you would do. So press G and press Shift plus Z or Z or whatever you call it. So let's put it here, and then Shift D to duplicate and put it here, I think, right? And press Shift plus D again, and just keep doing it until you make it. We have to put it 8 times, I think, all around the cake, 8 times. So we will put it 8 times, and I'll just do it very quickly so that, because it's not that important to you probably, I don't know, but yeah, it is looking like this. Okay, you can give it variation, and actually you should give it more variation and change every one, because obviously this wouldn't look like, this is looking like repeated, you know, pattern, and you can just change it to give it more variation. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll just keep it like that, right? So now we kind of have the whole cake, right? And if you want, you can make a plate as well, where you know, adding a plate is very simple. You just, you know, get the cylinder like this and do the same thing. Scale it down. And put it below it. Okay, scale it up like this, and Yeah, I think it is okay to make it like that. Shade smooth, and it's kind of looking like a plate, but anyway, it is not that important. But anyway, so this is the cake. So and now let's just give it more, you know, material. So let's just go back to, go to material mode. Okay, now nothing, it has nothing, right? So let's just go to here, and first of all just give the cake some textures, and it is really simple. Okay, so material of it is very simple. All right, material of it is very simple. So let's just make first for the cake. Okay, we are going to make a white cake, but obviously you would know that the cake, you know, though even the white cake has some kind of like yellowish tint to it. So we will get two colors, and wait, what is the color? Wait, color, where is the color? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, the color would be RGB. So input RGB, and here you can select. Let's just take one mix color node, and the reason I'm doing the mixing is because that's how the subsurface scattering would work. All right, so let's just put one node to white and one node to a little bit like, oh wait, a little bit. Well, you can actually put it like this, but I like to do it like this so that it is easier to control and disconnect and connect and whatever, right? So let's just take the other one and make it a little bit yellowish. Okay, so let's put it to one, A and B, and you can select this however you want. Okay, great. So, and obviously connect it here. Now it looks like a cake, and you can just select you know, change this accordingly, but we will do it like this. And cake is a little bit shinier, just a little bit. It is white, so that's why you're not able to see it, but anyway, it is a little bit shiny. And the second thing we will do is give it some kind of like roughness or bump or whatever you want to call it, but let's just add a noise texture. This is the simplest way to give some kind of like roughness to something. This is too much, obviously, so let's just make the scale more about here, and then give it detail and roughness, just a little bit roughness, and don't change that. Okay, so it is looking like a cake, but the strength is too much, so obviously we're going to change the strength until it looks more like a cake. All right, so now we have done this, and we can change the roughness accordingly. All right, so now it is looking more like a cake, and we can change the strength again to very low. And now, as you can see, I don't know if you're able to see because of YouTube, but it is looking more like a cake. All right, great. So this is the, wait, I forgot about giving it subsurface. So let me just add more subsurface. I don't think we'll be able to see it here, and I haven't set up the lighting as well, so we'll just take care of it later. All right, so now the second thing is making this frosting. Okay, let's just make the name of it frosting or whatever. Okay, and you can just give it, a color of like brown. Yeah, about like this. All right, and give it a roughness, something like this. However the cake looks like, the frosting looks like, and then give it some kind of like, you know, roughness, so that because the cake frosting doesn't look this smooth, right? So we'll just give it some kind of roughness, or you know, some imperfection. So we will just add bump and add noise texture again, and this time we would keep the noise texture to a big scale so that we can see. Wait, why is it not working? Oh wait, put it to height. All right, so this is definitely too much, so we'll just tone it down. I think about here is look good, but this is looking too much. I mean, too small of. So let's just make it so that, yeah, it kind of looks like this, right? It kind of looks like this. So if you want to change a little bit, you can change the detail to, but no, I think that looks more like it. And you can change whatever things you want, but I think this works good. So maybe just put the roughness a little bit more, because it is way more shiny. So yeah, I think like that would work. Okay, so now let's change this thing, and actually if you want you can just give this the same material as that, because it's almost the same thing. But anyway, let's just make this swirl. Let's just name it swirl. Okay, and you almost have to do the same thing to this as well, almost, because it is almost the same, but it has just a little bit difference, and we will give that difference to it. So let me just put RGB color on it. Okay, and give the same color to this, just a bit black though, because this chocolate swirl is just a little bit black. Okay, and obviously it is shinier and like this, but it is looking too smooth. So again, we'll just give it what do you call that? Let's just not give it roughness. I mean, not a normal bump. I mean, we'll just give it some kind of like noise on the roughness of it. Okay. So yeah, this, and let's just give some kind of noise, and obviously you can just get a color ramp to change the amount so that it still looks, you know, just like this. It still looks shiny, but at the same time it still has some variation to it. So maybe just like this, and give it more variation. I think for now it is okay. It kind of looks like poop, but no, it doesn't. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so let's just, you know, put this to everything. Put this material to everything. Okay, so the swirl, let's put it to everything. I think there's a faster way to do it, but I forgot how it was, so I'm just gonna do it real quick. All right, so I think now our cake is ready. One more thing that you can do is actually make this plate to kind of like the one I made, and I think I should do it. Okay, so Okay, it is really simple to do it. So what you want to do is actually take this and select this. Oh wait, go to edge mode and select this and extrude it, and put click, press on S, and then make it a little inside, or you can also press I to make an inset, but anyway, and then again press E and then put it inside. All right, so now it is looking more like a plate, but obviously we have to get a subdivision surface, and I think I'm able to not see it. Okay, let's just make this plate again, okay, so that it is a little bit easier for you to understand. But let's just make a plane, not a plane, like a circle, right? And then put it about here, and then scaling it, and then pressing F. Going to object mode and pressing F. All right, so now you have this, and then press E to extrude upwards and make this like this, and then press I to inset. Yeah, press I to inset and inset some just like this, and then press E to extrude and then extrude it inside, and this is a basic plate right now. But the moment you would put some kind of like subdivision surface, it will look like this. So we have to change this. We have to make more insets and yeah, like this. Yeah, we have to do something like this. First of all, let's just make a bit on top, and then yeah, make it a little on the bottom, and obviously it is up to you however you want to do, but maybe just give it a little bit like this, and then pressing G and then putting it downwards, so it is looking more like a plate now. And if we go back, yeah, and we can obviously fix this. We don't have to because it won't show, but if you want to fix it, you can easily fix it. Let's just press E and S, and then make it downward. E, S, downward. E and S, downward, and do it like a few times, and then delete this space, and then press Ctrl F, and then grid fill. Okay, so yeah, and then you can shade smooth, and now it is looking more like a plate. And if you want to make this plate be a little like deformed, because no plates are really smooth, then you can actually give it a displacement as well. So right now it is too much, and just press new, and then make it plate, whatever you want to call it, deformation, and then just go back to go to this texture, and then give it some kind of noise, I guess. And let's just go back to material. I'm sorry, yeah, this, and then make the strength very low. Like the strength should be very low, almost like 0.05 maybe. Oh, it's too much. 0.01 maybe. Yeah, I think this is okay. Maybe even more. Yeah, now it's looking more like deformed, and you can see, right? no, downwards. Okay, so now it is looking more like a plate, and you can just scale it down to fit your cake better. And I think, yeah, all right, so now this is looking like a cake. And now we can just go ahead and render this. Before rendering, we have to make the lighting. Before lighting, we have to set up some plane, okay, so that we have some ground to put it to. Wait, yeah, obviously, as you can see downwards, it's not perfect, but we don't need to make it perfect downwards, because obviously we cannot see anything at that point, right? So yeah, this is a plane, and just make it, you know, ground. All right, as you can see, putting it on ground and then changing the base color to black, and then give it roughness just like the noise texture, and then put that in bump as well. Not on normal height, and then put on normal, and then you would just make the strength low, and actually just don't give it on roughness. We can just give the roughness like this. Okay, give it to bump, and you can increase it, you can increase this, and you can put the detail to max, roughness to like this. And yeah, I think it is looking more like a ground, right? It is just a basic ground, it is nothing special. All right, so after that, you can just change the camera, obviously. So go back, go to view and click on the camera to view, and then now you can change the camera. And the way I did before, it was like this, I guess, about like this. And obviously I also changed the resolution to up, like, you know, the mobile resolution, like 1080 by 1920, so that it looks more like mobile, I think, right? And yeah, it's like this. Okay, it is up to you however you want to do. So yeah, now it comes to the lighting part, and which is one of my favorite parts, but I think we'll just make it really simple. So let's just go to render mode, and I should tell you that my PC is not fast, so it would not render smoothly. But anyway, now in render mode, what we will do is, actually, let me just delete all my lights, and right now it's still lighting up. So go to word and strength to 0. Now you cannot see anything, and just disable this so that you won't mess up your camera. Okay, so now you cannot see anything, and we have to make it see something. So yeah, in my different window, I'm putting it like this. We are going to see it here, and we are going to, you know, move the lighting here. So let's just go and get an area lighting. All right, and get this area lighting on top. And as you can see, it is not lighting up because its power is too less. All right, so now here it is. It is lighting up, right? And it is up to you if you want to lighting up like this, then great. Then yeah, you can also actually increase this so that the lighting would spread out evenly, and you can also change this so that it would spread out the way you want it to. and the less you do it, the more like a spotlight it will be. So keep that in mind. All right, so oh wait, we have forgotten to give this material. Let's just go to shader editor and just give some material to it. Let's just give it, I don't know, like black, metallic to full, roughness to a little less, and you can actually also give some roughness to it. Okay, you can also give some roughness like the way we did to the ground, right? So like I said, you cannot see something happening here because, well, because my PC is slow, but there's definitely something happening. But anyway, all right, so let's get to the lighting, right? So get to the lighting and let's just work on this. All right, so yeah, 3D viewport, and then the first lighting would be on top, the second lighting could be, and the other thing that you can actually do is if you want to change, if you want to move your lighting and it still point to the object you want to point, there's an easier way to do it. Go to constraint and click on object constraint and tracking and track to, and the tracking object, click on, I think, cake, right? So now it would always track to cake, right? It is easier to set the lighting like this, right? So that's how we will do it. All right, so now we can just set it on like this and then make it the way we want. All right, so let me just see how it looks like. I think a lighting like this would work better, and we can make another lighting which would be kind of like a fill light, and we will just make the power less so that it doesn't light up this much. So yeah, about like this. All right, so as you can see, that cake is looking great. We can actually just make this a little rotated so we can see the upwards part of the cake as well, because we worked hard on it, we might as well see it as well, right? And if you feel like your ground is reflecting too much, we can actually change this, and here we can change the specular to a little less, and then change the roughness to a little more. Okay, so now it is reflecting greatly, and we can actually do that to this as well, because the roughness is too much, too little for the plate. Oh, the cake and the plate has too much strength. We haven't. Yeah. I think about this would be good, and you can put the roughness to, I guess, more, and yeah, something about this is okay. All right. Well, we have changed the camera, but no worries, we haven't. I think like this is okay. So now you have this, and if you would render it, I think it will look good. right? Now it looks like a cake. I hope so. So it is up to you however kind of lighting you want to set, but that's the base of it. So yeah. Okay, so that's the tutorial for the cake. But do you want to know all the fundamentals everyone must use whenever they're trying to start a 3D project? Click on the video here to see it. I'll be back with more.